Ever start a project you're pretty sure you're gonna regret? Well, I did it, y'all. Here's how I painted the inside of my stock tank pool using an epoxy-based pool paint. Let's do this. Guys, I have one of the most watched videos on YouTube demonstrating how to install a liner. So the decision to try paint did not come easy. And by not easy, I mean I contemplated this for an entire year. But I have my reasons, okay? First, I spent hours. And by that, I mean actual days working on sanding this tank down. I needed to get off all the residue left by the flooring underlayment I used as padding and attempt to remove all the galvanized coating. This was no easy feat, y'all, but about 100 sheets of sandpaper later, we made it. Let's clean her up and prep for paint. I needed to clean up all the dust first and decided that maybe it would be best to clean it with vinegar, since I know that helps etch metal. I wiped everything down and then I went in with some tub and tile and precisely filled the seams, taking care to leave no residue out of place. Now it's time to mix up that paint. This is Xeron epoxy pool paint from Olympic, and once mixed, the clock is ticking. After reading through reviews from other stock tank owners, I felt confident that I should only mix up half the gallon and save the other half for future touch-ups or a possible second coat if I decided I needed it. I also made the decision to tint the paint with mica powder. I didn't find a single other person who'd tried this, so I was a little nervous. But as a seasoned crafter, I know that mica and epoxy are friends. So if I'm putting in all this work, I really wanted it to be the perfect shade of tropical turquoise, okay? This did take a lot more powder than I anticipated, but alas, your girl got what she wanted. I wasn't sure how quickly this paint would set, so my husband jumped in to help. It did go pretty quick, but my foam rollers started falling apart, leaving little foam bits stuck in the paint. I picked out what I could, but ultimately this sealed the deal on a second coat. So after a light sanding to smooth out the bumps, I switched to a higher quality microfiber foam roller and went in for coat 2. One thing that stood out to me in reviews was that the cured paint was pretty slippery. So I thought it would be a good idea to go over the tacky epoxy with my roller and ultimately create a subtle texture on the paint. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to do noodles on the rim again this year, so I did go ahead and just put some white oil-based paint around the exterior of the rim. We ultimately decided to keep the noodles to cushion the edge for our 5-year-old, who, by the way, is the reason for the decision to paint, because she tore through 2 different liners last year doing backflips. Turns out, tiny toenails might create virtually undetectable pinholes, making patching a nightmare. So while I might regret this later, for now, I'm obsessed.